everyone, so welcome to today's video. We are doing a full face tutorial. I am going to use some new products and I'm going to sprinkle in some of my favorites that I just really enjoy. And I'm also going to sneak in a little bit of a kind of a tip that I've been doing on myself at the very end of my routine that has made a huge difference, which is why I keep doing it every single day, and it's that last little touch that just perfects everything, and you'll see. We'll get to it, and I hope that it will be a helpful tip for you. But today, we're doing this look. I was playing around with one of my favorite palettes that I have been using constantly since I got it. I've been mixing some shades. Today I mixed a few shades and came up with this color that's kind of purpley, kind of blue, a little bit of pink, some peach. It's just, yes, it's a yes all around. I like it. The purple really helps kind of bring out the brown eyes, and it's fun. And it was easy just to sit down and just play and layer with some product. And I'm going to sort of bring in a few new things, like a new lip product, new bronzer. I'm going to use a new blush on camera. And I've been kind of using some of these off camera. Some of them are favorites. So we're just going to kind of play with a bunch of stuff. So get your makeup goodies out. Let's do our makeup together. I hope you will enjoy it. And if you want to see the entire look, then just keep watching. Alright, so we're going to start this look off by using some primer. This is the e.l.f. primer, the Power Grip primer with the niacinamide. It's a 4% niacinamide that's in here, and I recently picked this up when I placed an order and I tested it out for a full face of drugstore makeup. And so today I decided to use that with my Hourglass foundation, which it's the Ambient Foundation, which is beautiful, by the way. I talked about this in my last video, the product roundup video that I posted, and this is just so beautiful on the skin. I wear it in 2.5 Cool, which actually is a more yellow undertone, so the cool tone description in the name kind of throws it off a bit, but it actually is a yellow toned foundation, and I love the way this looks on the skin. Blends beautifully, wears well, and it makes the skin look gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And then moving on to sort of blending with this sponge. I like to do this with every foundation that I use. Take a damp sponge, this is one from e.l.f., and just kind of blend over everything once again just to ensure it's all blended. Then for my concealer, I'm going to start with the Brightener from Maybelline. This has gone viral, but this is a product, honestly, that's been out for a very long time, several years. This is the Brightener shade, which is the pink tone. And so I'm applying that under the eyes and blending it out with my It Cosmetics brush. And then again with the sponge. I always kind of go back and forth between brush and sponges. To add some more coverage and more of a perfected look under the eye, I'm going to take my favorite concealer from Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filter Luminous Matte Concealer. I wear shade 2.1N Meringue. It is the best. Absolutely incredible. I love this formula so much. It is matte, but it's not chalky, it's not dry, it's perfection. And then I'm going to set it with the Poundcake Loose Setting Powder, also from Huda Beauty. I have this mini because I wanted to try it out and see how I felt about the formula, and I actually really love it. Unfortunately, it's currently sold out in this shade and the lighter shade, so I have to wait for the full size to come back in order to purchase it because it is awesome. Then for a new product, this is the new bronzer from Tower 28. This is in the shade called Broad, and I'm using, again, the It Cosmetics brush, and I'll have it listed below the one that I'm using here in this video. But I'm using this brush to blend this product, and it actually is a very easy to work with formula. It blends well, wears well. It does have a bit of a dewy finish, but it's not super luminous and just kind of oily looking on the skin. Some bronzers tend to have that kind of, I don't know, that dewiness on the skin, but this one actually looks quite nice, and I am actually liking this formula quite a bit. And then for brows, I'm going to just kind of skip past this really quickly. I'm going to use the brow pencil from Huda Beauty, mixing it with the NYX liquid brow pen, and then I'm going to set everything with my normal brow gel, which is the Fluff and Hold from Too Faced, and I love these combination of products together. Then for some more bronzer, I'm going to use this one from Laura Geller because more is more, right? This is the Baked Balance and Bronze in the shade Fair. And again, with the same brush, I'm going over that just to kind of add a little bit more warmth, but also to set that cream bronzer so that it doesn't stay so luminous and dewy on the skin. Then some blush. I have the Persona blushes, and I chose to go with this one in the shade called Bubble, and it is very bright and very bold, and I went a little too crazy with it. I have it in the cream stick, and I love it, so I purchased it in the powder format, and it's equally as good and beautiful, blends well, but it is very pigmented, so you gotta tread softly with this one. And I'm using one of my brushes from BK Beauty to initially apply, and then I'm going back in with the It Cosmetics to help soften those lines because it was pretty bold. And then for some highlight, I'm going to use this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Spotlight Highlight, the Beauty Wand. Love this. This was my first highlighter in the liquid form from the brand that I purchased years ago. And it's still going strong, and it is still just as good as it was on the first day. Now for some real magic. We're using the Italian Spritz from Too Faced. I gotta keep using it. I love it. So we're gonna work on sort of setting the eyes with the Gelato, which is a matte beige color. Then I'm gonna take this color here in the palette that has a little bit more of like a rosy tan look to it. It's not super dark, but it's kind of like a mid-tone shade to sort of define my crease and start sort of putting a transition color down. And then I'm gonna sort of deepen everything up with this color that is a bit more on the pink side, and it's such a pretty color. So you really need kind of like a rosy tan and then something with a little bit more pink that you could sort of elevate the look and add a little bit more color without it being super pink. And I'm going to take the same colors and go on my lower lash line with a detail brush just to define my lower lashes and sort of start pulling the look together from the upper lid and the lower lash line. Then this one that's called Holy Cannoli is a bright peach color. I'm going to use that to blend the lower lash line and just sort of, again, add another dimension up to this look. And I'm going to also take it and create kind of like a halo with the color and a soft wispy brush that's kind of like a crease brush that's super, super soft and gentle. And I'm lightly adding this to the outer V and crease area. Then for some fun on the lid, I chose to use this shade that's the Icy Blue in the palette. You can't miss it when you open the palette, and I'm showing you here how to apply with a brush. But as I said in my product roundup video, to get the most from this palette, you have to use your finger. And you can see here as I'm applying one eye with the finger and then one with already the brush method, you can really see a difference. It's night and day between what you get using your finger and a brush. So hands down, use your finger, and it's beautiful. Your finger, you're going to get a very intense foiled effect. So I use the brush to sort of work the edges and blend everything. And then here for the outer V, I'm taking the Espresso Yourself shade, which is kind of a warmish tan brown color to deepen up my crease and just kind of layer that. And then this is the face that I make when I'm sort of contemplating whether or not I want to add something. And I did. I made my own little combination here with the kind of rosy goldeny shade that's in the palette, and I just kind of layered that with my finger over the top of the blue. To finish the look off, I took some liquid liner from Benefit, which this one is my favorite, and I'm actually completely out of it, and the Tarte Tubing Mascara, another favorite of mine. For lips, this is the combination that I was going to go with, the Lancome Bronzel and the lipstick from ABH. So I also had these new ones, these new lip oils from Rare Beauty, so that's what I decided to use. I'm lining and filling my lips in first with the Lancome lip liner, and then I decided to use one of the Rare Beauty lip oils. I felt like the color just wasn't quite right. So as you can see, I will go back and add some of the Taupe Beige satin lipstick from ABH over the top just to kind of tone it down because I felt like the shade didn't really match the best. Playing around with the colors, I feel like I came to a happy medium here where I was happy with the lip color, and I felt like it went better with the eyes. Now for a beauty tip here that I do every day, I'm taking this brightening powder from Charlotte Tilbury and a brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to show you what I do. I start stamping this product underneath the eye to sort of brighten and perfect the under eye area, and it's just a little bit of powder that makes the hugest difference, and it is absolutely beautiful under the eye. And I also use the bristles on the edge to sort of clean up on the outer part of the eye just to sort of perfect the edge of my eyeshadow. And again, something that takes just a few seconds makes the biggest difference. And I also take it in the center of the forehead because it is a brightening powder to sort of create that flawless brighten, as you can see here, perfected under eye area. I do it every day and I can't get enough. It's absolutely beautiful and you have to try it. Alright, so the look is complete and I'm still sitting with that lip color. I'm not quite sure if these lip oils or these tones really go with the warm peach on the eye with the blue and those colors mixing and creating like a purpley shade on the lid. I'm not sure how I feel about it, which is why I added a little bit of this. This is the Taupe Beige Satin Lipstick from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I feel like it helped tone down a little bit the color, which is the Hope shade. This one is a little bit more pink than this one, which is called Happy. Those are the two out of the lineup that I felt like were colors that I would reach for the most. The formula does feel quite nice on these. So far, this was my first time using them. I've had them on my vanity for at least a week, maybe a little longer. I ordered them the day that they launched on the Sephora website. The bronzer was also new, the Tower 28, as I mentioned throughout the video. I am sort of playing around with using this on its own, and then as I did today, layered with a powder bronzer on top because this has a bit of a dewy finish. It's not super shiny and very emollient like the Makeup by Mario cream bronzer. If you have that one is very dewy and wet looking on the skin. This one is not quite like that, but there is a bit of dewiness to it. And the shade that I have is called Broad, so I do feel like it's a great tone for fair skin like myself. Yesterday, I used my Light Wonder foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. I wear the shade 1.5 Fair. If you're curious about this product or the color that I would wear, 1.5 Fair it's pretty good. It's quite yellow, but it works. This is actually beautiful, and I don't hear anybody talking about this. When I sit down to watch makeup tutorials, I don't see anybody using the Light Wonder from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know why, but it's beautiful and makes the skin look incredible. Again, dewy, but I feel like this over this is a little much personally for me. I would have to tone that down. So today, this bronzer worked out really great over the Hourglass. So I'm going to keep using those two together. But I do really like the foundation from Hourglass, and I did do a video, and I think it's already been posted, like a roundup. If it's not already, it will be the next video. If it is, I will link it in the cards for you guys to see a roundup of some products that I've been using and testing and giving you my thoughts after using it for some time. I did talk about the Hourglass foundation a little bit more in detail in that video, so check that video out if it's already up. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to sit down and turn the camera on and just do my makeup. I did a voiceover because my girls are playing in the background, and they're 3 and under, so they are going to make a lot of noise, and it is what it is. Luckily, my 7-month-old is sleeping, so I was able to not have a lot of noise, but it was just too much for me to actually talk through, so that's why I did the voiceover portion. So I hope you guys are okay with that. Yeah, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for being here, for watching. You can also follow me on Instagram. We can be friends. We can chat there. It's always going to show up on the screen. It'll just pop up somewhere left or right. And I hope to see you there. Take care. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye-bye.